Welcome to this recording from the Legal Aid Agency's Contract Management and Assurance team on an introduction to submit a bulk claim, family law fee codes. Today we'll walk through what's changing and how this will affect you. By the end of this session, you'll understand why Submit a Bulk Claim, or SaBC, uses a single fee code, how these map to existing codes, and when to use each one. When the system is launched, there will still be work ongoing to add functionality to it. Now, some background. Unfortunately, while we've been able to restore many of our systems following the cyber attack, we are unable to restore safely our CWA system. This is the system that you would have used to report your crime lower, controlled work and mediation monthly outcomes, along with new matter start submissions. So we're taking the step to replace that with a new limited service called Submit a Bulk Claim. This service will be launched in early 2026, and the focus of this will be to ensure that we can allow you to submit and price your claims, and then that this information will feed through to your monthly payments, taking us away from the monthly contingency process that we've had in place since late May 2025. Due to the need to deliver a working service as quickly as possible, we've limited the scope of this system to only support the submission and pricing of claims. For instance, while CWA also held information on contract schedules and allowed for the execution of contracts, this function will sit outside of SaBC, and we are developing a service to be able to deal with those functions. So, moving on to the changes for providers. Claims will now include a single fee code and be submitted via a revised bulk upload spreadsheet or through updated exports directly from a case management system. Providers will no longer have the ability to directly input a claim line by line onto the system. Each claim will need to include a new single fee code if it is to be accepted by the new service. Providers will need to include this not only for claims that are opened once the system is launched, but on any claim that they intend to put through the service. So this will include those claims that have been subjected to contingency payments since May 2025. We've been working closely with software vendors who are updating their systems to accommodate and enable the new fee codes to be used. Most vendors have confirmed that they're going to auto-generate the codes in claim exports. Therefore, providers won't need to manually add those codes in. If you haven't already touched base with your software vendor, now would be a good time to check in and see if this is the case for your system. Why have we introduced single fee codes? The reason we've had to introduce the concept of a single fee code is due to the level of complexity that exists in CWA, particularly around the pricing of claims in different categories within CWA. Previously, pricing triggers varied, making replication in the time we had to launch the new system impossible. A single fee code simplifies this process and ensures consistency. This code will determine which fee scheme the claim is payable under, and the service will then add on any further amounts due to the provider in that particular instance. That could, for example, be a disbursement. You can review the full list of fee codes, the bulk load spreadsheet, and supporting guidance on the Gov website, which is accessible via the links in this slide. The spreadsheet should feel quite familiar to you as the same level of data, format and fields apply. Now let's talk about our family law fee codes. The single fee codes have been made against a pre-existing code that providers are used to reporting. There are now 36 codes compared to the 26 before. You must still report matter types, case stage levels and outcome codes, plus exemption criteria for private law. Next, we will look at some of the specific codes. first and the easiest codes to start with are the public law fee codes. 3 codes here that directly map to the existing fee codes: legal help only, family help lower only, and both combined. Pick the correct code based on the service provided. We now have the codes relating to private law legal help only. There are 5 codes distinguished by case type, for example, divorce, domestic abuse, or child abduction. You will need to check if escape thresholds apply. The next group of codes are for family help lower, level 2, for children or finance matters. We have 4 codes here. The settlement status matters. Fees differ if the case settled or not, so you do need to ensure you correctly select settled or not settled to obtain the correct fee. These next codes are applicable for family help lower level 2, for children and finance matters. 4 codes again. Identify whether both, one, or neither issue settled to choose the right code. This next table groups together the possible fee codes, legal help and family help lower combined, so level 1 and 2. These codes apply when both levels are claimable for children or finance, and again, you will need to select the correct fee code by ensuring you have chosen the correct settlement scenario. These codes are applicable when level 1 for one issue, so either children or finance, is being claimed, but then when the matters progresses to level 2, the work is for both children and finance. Remember again the need to select the correct settlement outcome to attract the correct fee. And here we have legal help for domestic abuse plus family help lower for children or finance. Use these codes when domestic abuse was part of the legal help. Similar to the previous slide, but now for domestic abuse plus both children and finance at level 2. And as previously, these are separated out by the different settlement options to select. And the final set of codes regarding help with mediation. There are 3 codes which cover advice only, finance consent order only, and both combined. These are fixed fees with no escape threshold. If providers do need further assistance or have questions as to the application of the single fee codes or any queries as to which codes to use when reporting claims, you can contact your contract manager or the customer services team. Where you're also unable to answer a query using the available guidance, you could forward it to the dedicated Submit a Bulk Claim Queries email address. Representatives from our contract management and assurance digital and service development teams will triage these emails and respond to these queries, and if necessary, update our published FAQs. For technical issues with the system, for example, concerns with error messages that you may receive when trying to access, or if you have any issues with uploading files, these should be directed to online support in the first instance. Published guidance communications can be found on our dedicated Submit a Bulk Claim page on gov.uk. In summary, the top 3 things to remember. Use the correct fee code, report exemption criteria for private law, and remember settlement fees are included, so make sure you're selecting the correct one. Thank you for watching.